I mean, today you still hear those great Monkee records on the radio all the time. Is it something that, is there a producer's royalty for the record sales of the Monkee stuff?
Just for the mechanical sales, not the airplay, but when every time a record sells, a producer makes a certain percentage depending on the deal, and that percentage varies from 1.5% to 5 or 6 or 7. Who knows? What? Haven't kept up with it, but.
Tell me about record business honesty. Of all the records you've had a part of, a financial part of, what percentage of the money owed to you do you think you've been paid?
Well, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that with the Monkees records, they've been pretty up and up because I had my contract. However, with the Turles, now that's a different story. I've never seen a dime from Happy Together, but I didn't produce it either. But I was in the group, and the two guys in the Turles, their philosophy was, well, we bought all our masters, and it cost us a lot of money, so we're not paying anybody. And I said, well, that's your decision, and that's, if nobody has a contract, you don't have to pay any of the guys in the band and stuff if you don't want to. If you own the masters, if nobody comes along with a contract and says, hey, I'm part of this, and here's my contract to prove it, there's nothing that anyone can do in court to go claim some of that. Personally, if that were up to me, I would say, well, this couldn't have been done without recoup your investment and then start paying the personnel that put it together for just for clear conscience sake. I don't know. So
that sounds fair. After the Monkees was over, you did though go back to the Turles and showed them the song "You Showed Me," which I didn't really realize was a Gene Clark song.
Yes, that was. It was more. I think Gene was. Is he credited on that?
I think so.
It was Jim McGuinn and Gene and a guy named Harvey Gerst, I think, are credited.
And you had been playing that when you were playing in Gene's band, is that right?
No, we didn't play that, but I heard it many nights when the Byrds were getting together, and Gene and David Crosby and Roger McGuinn would sit in the Troubadour Bar on Monday nights, Hoot Night, which was, the night when everybody would get up and play, all the different artists, and they would sit in the bar, and that was one of the first things that they were working on, among others, even before Tambourine Man, I think. And that was like the beginning song of the Byrds, but it never made it to an album, and I just always remembered it. And finally one day, I don't know, I said, hey, what about this thing? And I played it for Mark and Howard, and they went, yes, that is for us. And so that it was interesting. It became a hit, too. I never thought of it quite as becoming a hit, but it was just another song, and we went in and added some string parts and things, and it, got on the charts as well.
Yeah, another big hit. You reformed the Modern Folk Quartet and a few times, really, throughout the years, and have had some giant success in Japan, right?
I wouldn't call it giant success, but we made 3 or 4 albums for various Japanese companies, and we had some decent budgets to do it with, and we're able to build our own studio with the money, which we've had to move several times, and it's finally settled into my backyard here in Hawaii. But we have a small following over there, 4, 5, 6,000 people in various little cities across Japan, and we've gone on several tours to little venues and some bigger showrooms and things like that.
They like their mellow music over in Japan.
Actually, they like the rousing stuff. Our early folk things, I began to realize, and after we'd been there a few times, that the Modern Folk Quartet kind of mellowed out as we got a little older, and we started to do things from the 40s, like Dream When You're Feeling Blue and Moonlight Serenade, and these are all more ballads. In the early days, we did all this rousing folk stuff, like the Ox Driver song and The Road to Freedom, and they like some mellow music, but generally they like the rousing stuff, and they love to clap along with that, that fast beat. And so that I just began to pick up on this after about 3 trips, and I said, guys, you know, we gotta do the early stuff. The more, the merrier. And there's 2 or 3 or 4 Japanese modern folk quartet copy bands that we ran into over the years.
Oh,
and that's pretty, you know, they do our stuff better than we do. And we began to see them and realize, well, next time we come back, we better do more of the songs that these copy bands do, because that's the stuff they want to hear.
That's funny. If I'm going to play a song to end this, what do you want to hear? What should folks hear? Some record you just are involved in some way that you love?
Happy Together.
For your mom.
For my mom, yeah.
Well, Chip Douglas, it has been really a pleasure. What a bunch of great music you've had a hand in.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, and it's a great pleasure to be on your show.